Hey, everybody, welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answer Man. The re-tee rule on the USDGC hole 17 is unnecessary, he says. The hole already does a good job at separating scores without sending out-of-bound throws back to the tee pad. Throws that land inbounds before going out of bounds should proceed to the drop zone. So I think this is kind of maybe his hot take. What do you guys think?
I agree 190%.
It's a lot of percent.
That other 10% from a few years ago when I
yeah.
a little bit. No, I'm in agreement with him. One thing I hate seeing, and you know, I'll be honest, hole 16 at the country club was kind of designed and modeled around hole 17 at Winthrop being an island hole coming down the stretch. But what I didn't want to see happen was somebody's tournament just go down the crapper, so to speak, on one of the final holes, you know. And how many years in a row have we seen that happen now at the USDGC, you know, and that's a major event. So I don't care for stroke and distance as much. I know that's kind of golf etiquette to do when you do hit out of bounds is more stroke and distance style, but they also have hazards. And I mean, if we're going to try to be golf, let's be golf. If not, let's just continue down our own path kind of thing. And I'm a firm believer in taking away the stroke and distance on that. And I think the players would appreciate it a little bit more too. I realize it's like a mental struggle at that tournament. There's not one single hole you can step up to that tee pad and just kind of, you know, relax. You know, the only one that doesn't require a lot of mental strategy is probably hole number one, and that's probably the most scary hole on the course because it's hole number one. They just said your name, and I mean, there's just a list of things that go on with that. But yeah, I would love to see them to take that rule away. And it used to be that way. It used to be you miss the island and you do go to a drop zone. It was like a 45, 50-foot drop zone or something like that. But I think the players would appreciate it. What year was that you said?
Yeah, like how long ago did they change
a while.
the rule?
That was like 2009. 10,
wow, okay.
Maybe even before that. I think the players would probably appreciate it a little bit more because they would also get ratings at those events as well, because that's one of the main reasons they don't get a rating for the USDGC is because of the stroke and distance rule.
Yeah, for all the reasons that you just said, I agree with you. I understand the allure of having a really difficult hole. You know, if you think of like TPC Sawgrass, their island hole. But if you miss there, I don't remember if you just re-tee or if you go to the drop zone immediately there.
I know there's a drop zone on that hole, and I'm pretty confident. Well, so my brother used to work at Tour 18 down in Dallas, and they had a replica. He got married on this hole, actually. It's a replica of that hole. And the rule on that hole was if you miss, you go to a drop zone. So
yeah, and I would be in favor of that for sure. Even if the drop zone isn't actually on the island, even if it's a shot where it's 150 feet in, that's not an easy shot to control into the green. So you can still make a difficult hole with high scoring potential that isn't so punitive like it is right now.
Yes,
the re-tee is pretty brutal,
especially if it's
yes, 100%. And I really don't like the what happened to Calvin this year. So he went to the drop zone. Or wait. It wasn't whatever happened. He was on the island, putted, hit the cage, and rolled out of bounds. And because I don't remember exactly what the rule was, but he didn't get to take it where it went out of bounds. He had a putt from either his previous lie or the drop zone or something like that. It was a brutal break for him. And I think once you've gotten onto the island, it should just be normal OB rules. You just, if you putt and it goes out of bounds over the hay bales, which there's a good chance of it, just landing on the island, you've completed the hard part. Yeah. But like you're not guaranteed a birdie or anything. Because those hay bales are really close. So I would be in favor of some changes there, especially like you said, because there are good ratings to be had at USDGC, and they never get included because of pretty much because of hole 17.
Yep.
So so you said the change happened around 2009.
And that's just an estimation. It could have been.
Sure, but it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Why do you think, I mean, I know we can't speak for the event because we're not involved with the event, but why do you think, because it feels like this is not a new sentiment. I've seen this on social media. I've heard top pros talk about it. why do you suppose they still hang on to it?
That's a good question. I think it's just I can't answer for them, obviously, like
Sure.
you said, but I would assume it's because it's a challenge. It makes it that much more of a challenge of a course. You know, I mean, let's be honest. People are probably going to hate this that I'm saying this, but Winthrop is not that great of a piece of property, right? For a disc golf course, the ropes is what makes that course. That's what makes everything about that course, the difficulty, anything you want to say. The ropes is what makes that course. I'm not saying it's a bad course, but that's what makes it. That's what makes the course so challenging and so difficult. If it was just go out there and throw, I mean, it'd be boring. It'd be so boring just to watch players just go and annihilate that course.
Yeah.
So that's why artificial OB is a good thing in my opinion. And I think that they continue to kind of go down that road because of tradition. You know, it kind of stands out as an event in our sport that no one else is really doing anything like that. You know, with the stroke and distance, with these, you know, for years and years and years, USDGC was always that tournament that would try new rules, like the bunker rule. And I've been vocal and against a lot of that stuff for many, many years. I'm like, yeah, we need an event to do that, but not arguably the largest event in our sports, because you have spectators that are out there watching like, okay, that guy just threw it over the red rope, but this guy threw it over the yellow rope.
Right.
And they both putted and made it, but he got a better score. You know, it's just a little confusing for a lot of people and the players himself. I mean, I remember going to that event and stepping up to the tee and having to read each hole description and what the OBs were going to be, and just be like, okay, this one I can't land over there. You know, it was just really confusing is what I'm trying to get at. So I think that it's fine that we have events like that to test rules out, but I don't think it should be our largest, you know, most prestigious event in our sport.
Yeah. Yeah. Not a major, not like one of the things, like you said, that makes USDGC special is it's like our Masters, you know, it's the major that's on the same course every year. Even if there are changes every year, it's the course that lives in the same place every single year. That is not a time to try new stuff. Just make it as good as you can with the artificial OB, like you said. I'd be in favor of removing the re-tee rule on 17 and just making a drop zone. Even if it's not on the island, it's still a difficult hole.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can have ratings. Then you can legitimize a lot of those rounds, like in the canon of all time disc golf rounds. You know, some people would just light that place up. They deserve to be rewarded for it in their rating.